Hey y'all, it's Amanda. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to talk about my summer TBR. Alright y'all, so let's talk about what I want to read this summer. It has been a little bit since I've filmed anything like this, so forgive me for any mistakes, all that good stuff, but we're here. Super excited to be filming this video. As you see from the thumbnail, I've got two whole stacks. Actually, it's four. Two whole stacks. Okay, two stacks of books that I'm hoping to get through throughout the summer. My spring TBR, I feel like I did pretty good on the books that I read. So, you know, this is just a pile of possibilities more than anything, but just I always love filming these videos, seasonal TBRs, just to kind of use it as a guide for like the months when I'm like, what I want to read for the month, and I can go back to this. So yeah, let me know what you're reading for the summer. Let's chat down below, as always, in the comments. Let me know if you've read any of these books that I talk about, all the good things. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so first, y'all know that July, I almost said Jane. July is Jane Austen July, okay? And usually I don't participate fully. It's just very light participation. But as you can see here, I've got 3 copies of Sense and Sensibility. So is that saying I need to read it? Yes. I don't know what happened, but it did. So yeah, I have read Pride and Prejudice, Northanger Abbey, and I tried to read Persuasion. I did like a soft DNF on that last year. So this year I'm hoping I can get into Sense and Sensibility and enjoy it. So I literally have 3 copies. I'll show y'all the 3 copies. We got this like Signet Classics edition. Okay, I really like how small and cute this is. I can see me like highlighting in this. I don't know which one I'm going to annotate, because when I read these, I have to read them very slow and annotate and all of that stuff. So yeah, just a sneak peek of what I'm going to try to read in July is this one. And so this one was from Book Outlet, Paper Mill Press edition. And this one definitely looks like it's got a lot of good margins for me to take notes. So I might actually do this one. Now I'm looking at it. I love the pink. Yes, girl. All right. And then this one is definitely not one for annotating. This is just a really pretty edition. Okay, the Cranford Classics. Okay, I love this. Love the like foiling detail on the cover. So yeah, I'm hoping I can get to this. Hoping I can get on with it, that kind of stuff, and it won't be a DNF. If it is, I'll try to come back to it at a later date. Okay, so that's definitely on my list. I do have some arcs I need to read, so I'm actually going to pull those out. 2 physical ones. And I've got my NetGalley. So let's go ahead and just kind of get that out of the way. Target Acquired by Lynette Eason is book 2 in the Lake City Heroes series. And I definitely want to read this. It comes out August the 20th. It's on my NetGalley already. Published by Revell. This is a Christian romantic suspense. And in this one, we have Kenzie King. And she has earned her place as a tactical medic on a SWAT team. Not everyone on the all-male team accepts her. Rumor is that she didn't get the position because of what she could do, but because of who she knew. Okay, which means she has to work harder to prove herself. Cole is a man of deep faith who's ready to settle down and build a family if he can find the right person. Kenzie sure has set off his interest meter, but trouble seems to follow in her wake. Since she joined the team, someone has begun to ambush and pick off team members one by one. That's all we need to know. So yeah, I'm going to be reading that one for sure. And then let me go to the rest of my shelf and tell y'all the rest. This is one that I recently added to the NetGalley list, and that is What We Hide by Colleen, Coble, and Rick Acker. This sounds really good. Like, Colleen Coble's new stuff has just been like blowing me away. And so I'm really excited to read this. I think she is going to actually be there, maybe even Rick as well, at one of the local bookstores in Murfreesboro soon. So I'm going to try to go to that event. We'll see. As family secrets, historical wrongs, and the truths that refuse to stay buried. Savannah is trying to find her way forward. Her and her husband have been separated since tragedy tore them apart, and he began numbing his grief with alcohol. She returned to Tupelo Grove University, which her family helped found, oh my gosh, I can't read, over a century ago to teach history. Her husband turns up in her classroom asking for a second chance. She rejects the idea, but 24 hours later, she's under suspicion for murder, and since he is the best attorney she knows, she asks him reluctantly to help. They suspect suspect the murder is tied to someone selling off the university's pre-Columbian artifacts, but the secrets go much deeper than they realize. So, excited to read that one. Janice Thompson has a new release coming out in August as well called Tracking Tilly, and it's like the Little Red Truck Mysteries. Look, I love the Gone to the Dog series. I've only got one left to finish in that series, but I've read all of Janice's books in that series. So I think Kathleen Ubarbo's book 6 in that series, and I've really enjoyed them. They're just a good time. And this one is the Hadley family ranch is struggling. So Raylan, I love the name. Raylan, look here. You talking about a southern name. Her parents and brothers decide to turn the old barn into an antique store. The only thing missing to go with the marketing of the store is Grandpa's old red truck. Oh, we have a grandpa. Yes. And I love the old red truck because my dad had a red truck. I mean, it's not like this, but he does have a truck that looks kind of like this. It's black that he had got. So I think that's cool. The old red truck's name is Tilly, I guess. Yeah, that was sold several years ago. Now coming back up on the auction block, Tilly would need a lot of work, but Raylan is sure it will be worth it. If only she could beat out other bidders and find out who stole Tilly after the auction ends. So she has to be like an amateur sleuth to figure out who stole the truck. So yeah, sounds like a good one. Beyond Ivy Walls by Rachel Fordham. This is her newest release. It releases on August the 13th, and it's reminiscence of Beauty and the Beast. Okay, so I already talked about this in my most anticipated releases. So yeah, we've got like a Beauty and the Beast type story. A recluse and a young woman discover that the scars of life are no match against an act of love. And it's set in Iowa, 1903. And we've got the main guy's name is Otis. And he's been away fostering his musical genius. But the truth is that his father exiled him long ago, rejecting his appearance and the scars that came with it. Now that he is the last living tailor, Otis has covertly returned to settle his family's affairs and rid him of his past for good. However, he discovers that he may not be the only discarded tailor and begins a tireless search for his missing niece. At 23 years old, Sadie West left her family farm and found employment at the Hogue, yeah, I think it's Hogue, H-O-A-G, feather duster factory. It isn't a romantic job, but she's hardly had a glimmer of romance since her beau went off to college, leaving her with no promise of a future together. Desperate to save money and help her family make ends meet, she trespasses and finds a shelter in an abandoned building and is thrown in the path of the town's mysterious bachelor. Otis's wounds are deep, but as Sadie's friendship with him grows, she begins to fall for the man beneath the mask. So, excited to read that one. Then we've got Shield of the Mighty by Connilyn Cossette. So, looking forward to this. This is book 2 in the Kingsman trilogy. Oh, is it trilogy series? I don't know. I think it's a trilogy. But there are some like novellas and stuff too. So anyway, this is captured by the Philistines as a young boy. Zevi, is it Zevi? Yeah, I think it's Z-E-V-I, Zevi. I'm going to say Zevi. Anyway, me and my names. He has grown into a formidable warrior. As a captain in King Saul's army, he is assigned a crucial mission. Recruit soldiers, gather tribute for the royal coffers, and find talented artisans for the king's court. But when he is sent to Mauritia, the town he was forced to leave as a child, he is dismayed when the elder council rejects King Saul and his campaign, leaving the town vulnerable to retribution and the threat of outside enemies. Yochana, a widow and skilled woman of business, is captivated by a stranger who enters her perfume shop. Upon discovering he is not only a soldier, but a captain responsible for enlisting young men to die in battle, fury and pain from her past loss resurfaces. But when Zevi's actions in Mauritia entangle Yochana in his radical scheme, they will be forced to face present dangers when confronting scars of the past. So, sounds really good. Really like the cover. I really enjoyed the first one in this. So, looking forward to the next one. And it comes out on August 20th. So, that's everything on NetGalley. I do have 2 advanced copies of other books I need to read for this month, for this summer, okay? This book releases, I believe, in September. Let me look at the paper, because I'm not very good at remembering things. When does this release? When does it release? September. Okay, sorry. Me and my brain. Okay, yeah. So this book releases in September, and it is Lethal Standoff by Diann Mills. I love this cover, I have to say. Like, it is giving me everything I need to know. And it's probably going to be one that I read either in late August or early September, just because it's kind of giving that really fall type feeling. But either way, I'm always here for a good romantic suspense. And I don't know if this is romantic suspense. Yes, it is. Romantic suspense. Yes. Okay, I've never read Diann Mills. A lot of y'all have said she has some really great books, a huge backlist, okay? But this is published by Tyndale, and this says, hostage negotiator Carrington Reed is called to the scene when reports come in that 15 hostages are being held by the Kendricks brothers in an abandoned house in South Texas. When she arrives on site, Carrington quickly learns that the brothers are armed and refuse to release the victims, a group of undocumented immigrants, until the local police identify their father's murderer. When working closely with Levi, a handsome investigative reporter who has covered some of Carrington's negotiations in the past, she finds herself being undeniably drawn to him. Carrington digs deeper into the death of the Kendricks' father and begins to notice that some details of the death are not adding up. And the story gonna go on from there. So, yeah, this is definitely gonna be one that I'm excited to read for review. And then we have got another one that is a Christmas book. What? Okay, Lynn Austin. Okay, Waiting for Christmas. I love this cover. It is giving everything I need for like a good classic Christmas. Okay, now I know Christmas is in December. Okay, we already know this. But this releases in September, and I really want to read it. It's related, I believe, to All My Secrets. It said something about if you read All My Secrets, this will be a great companion to it. I don't know that you have to read that to read this, but I'll find that out. Okay, I'm sure that it's tied in and probably best read that way. So yeah, I've already read All My Secrets earlier this year. Really enjoyed it. Great family generational story. And so this says a lovely standalone Christmas tale. It's standalone. Okay, so I guess you can read this. Thank you, Synopsis, for helping me out. So you can read this by itself. This charming book will also be a delight for inspirational readers looking for a feel-good Christmas story. In this hope-filled, Gilded Age Christmas novella from best-selling author Lynn Austin, the year is 1901, and the hustle and bustle of the holidays is descending on New York's Fifth Avenue. For the first time in her privileged life, Adelaide Forsyth won't be swept up in it. She couldn't be happier about the prospect of a quieter Christmas. That's not to say her transition from Miss to Mrs. has been without challenge. Though she doesn't regret marrying for love instead of wealth, she can barely light the hearth or cook more than burnt toast. She feels woefully unprepared to run her own household. Then, on the first Sunday of Advent, winter winds bring change through two unlikely means. A young orphan boy, hiding near Adelaide's front steps, and a seasoned housekeeper who seems too good to be true. Christmas approaches, small glimmers of wonder light the way toward answers Adelaide seeks, and the miraculous gift of it all. So this is definitely going to be a good one. I'm really excited about it. So yeah, let's talk about some books that are in the 24 and 2024, some rom-coms that I really want to get to, and some Christian nonfiction, okay? So first off, I have got Powerful by Lauren Roberts. I don't know if I'm going to pick this up before Reckless or not. I probably should. Reckless comes out in July, so that's another one I really want to get to. Pre-ordered this book, Reckless. That's the book after Powerless, because I need to know. So that's definitely on the list, okay, for the summer. Whenever my friends get to it, I'm probably going to buddy read it with them. We'll see how it goes. But this one right here, Powerful. Because I know what happens to one of the characters in this, it's like, I'm not as excited to read it, but I really want to know at the same time. And some of my friends have read it recently, and so I'm just like, I'm not too excited to get to it yet, but I probably will. I'll probably listen to the audio. What do you know? So yeah. Then another classic I want to get to is The Secret Garden, okay, by Frances Hodgson Burnett. I can't say names, and I just dropped the book. Y'all, I'm rusty. My filming is rusty today. Okay. So, yeah, The Secret Garden. I really want to read this. I have to read like 5 classics this year. It's on my goals. And so, a lot of y'all was like, read The Secret Garden. And so, I'm like, well, yeah, I already have it. So, yeah. And then, of course, if I read Sense and Sensibility, that's one on my list, too. So, that will be really nice to add to my classics list for the year. Hopefully, I can get to this one. I know a lot of y'all said it was great. And I know nothing about Secret Garden, by the way. I've never seen any adaptations. I know nothing. So, really excited to read that. All right, then we have got The Premonition at Wither's Farm by Jaime Jo Wright. This is probably going to be more like a August going into September read. Maybe just September. I don't know yet. This may even go into the fall. But I wanted to add it on here so I can remind myself I need to read it. It's on my 24 and 2024. My friends really enjoyed this. They loved it so much, which is not uncommon for a Jaime Jo, right? We love a good Jaime Jo, right? And so I'm really excited to dive into this one. This says in 1910, Perlette Van Hilton. Perlette, how do you say that? Is a self-proclaimed rural healer. Leaving the local doctor convinced she practices quackery. It doesn't help that her mother is a spiritualist who regularly offers her services to connect the living with the dearly departed. But when Perlette is targeted by a superstitious killer, she must rely on both the local doctor and an intriguing newcomer for assistance. Now, let me just be clear. Jaime Jo is a Christian author. This is a Christian book, and she always, like, battles against the supernatural stuff in her books with faith. And I always love that, okay? Just FYI, in case that, like, was like, what? Alarm bells? Okay? Just so you know, I've heard that she does that well in this, too. In the present day, Molly W. I can't say her name. Her life has not gone the way that she's dreamed. Facing depression after several miscarriages, she is adapting to her husband's purchase of a peculiar old farm. A search for a family tree pulls Molly deep into a century-old murder case and a web of deception, all made more mysterious by the disturbing shadows and sounds inside the farmhouse. Perlette is going to fight for her life. Molly is going to seek renewed purpose for hers as she uncovers the records of the dead. Will their voices be heard, or will time forever silence their truths? So really, really, really interested in this, okay? Especially after my friends read it and have told me all the things I need to know. So that's on the list, okay? And it is on my 24 for the year, so I'm really doing well with that list, okay? There's a couple I've DNF'd from it, but it is what it is. So next on the list, we have got Melissa Tagg, A Seaside Wonder. I'm pretty sure I put this on the spring list, and I didn't get to it. So on the summer list, okay, can I read it? I just haven't had time to get to it. I've picked up too many review books, honestly, to even get to this. So I need to really prioritize this. And this is book 2 in the Muir Harbor series. I really need to know, okay? This is breathtaking romance, a captivating mystery, and an enchanting wintry seaside. So this could be more like a winter book, but y'all, it is so hot. Sometimes I really want to read like books that are set in cold settings so that I can just like feel like I'm reading something and I'm in that environment, okay, of a cold environment, because it's so hot and humid here in the South. So yeah, this is definitely going to be like a winter read, obviously from all the snow and stuff, but either way, I'm fine with it. This, I don't really want to read the synopsis for this one just because it's book 2 and I don't remember if it spoils anything from book 1, so we just won't read that one, but really excited to dive into that, okay? And then we have got The Davenports by Crystal Marquise, okay? This is one of Chrissy's favorite books, okay? I've heard this is a clean historical story of all kinds of drama and stuff, so looking forward to it. I love the cover of this, and it's beautiful. Love the yellow, all the things on it. Gorgeous. It sounds like it's like I know it's young adult. Chrissy really loved it, so you're going to hear all my thoughts, okay? Y'all will hear all my thoughts, okay? This says, in 1910, the Davenports are one of the few black families of immense wealth and status. Oh my goodness, I cannot read today, you guys. And status in a changing United States. Their fortune made through the entrepreneurship of William Davenport, a formerly enslaved man who founded the Davenport Carriage Company years ago. Now the Davenports live surrounded by servants, chandeliers, endless parties, and finding love, even when they're not supposed to. I know it's going to be a good time. So there's that. And then the other book that's definitely going to be on the July CBR preview, here you go. And that's Hob. This is a chunk, okay? For me, it's a chunk. It's 630 something pages. Now look, Chrissy, I've been waiting a year to pick this one up. I kept putting it off, and I'm definitely going to read it. I'm definitely, like, this is 100% making the effort to read it. Royal Assassin, book 2 of the Farseer trilogy by Robin Hobb. This is a secular fantasy series. We're following basically this coming of age story of our main character, Fitz, and I need to know the rest of his story. So yeah, first one is Assassin's Apprentice. I was like, what is the first one? Okay, yeah, first one, I really enjoyed it. I think I gave the first one 4 to 4.5 stars. So looking forward to book 2. I need to know. Chrissy is my Hob support sponsor, okay? And I'm going to be reading it for her birthday month, okay? So let's go. Another book that Chrissy really enjoyed is Stuart Turton's newest release, The Last Murder at the End of the World by, I just said Stuart Turton. Y'all, I cannot this video. I'm making mistakes. Okay, we're going on. I got this recently in one of my vlogs, so we already read the synopsis, but this is like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's kind of like murder mystery, post-apocalyptic, a little bit of sci-fi, someone said, sci-fi allegory, like all this stuff. Really, really interested to read this, so probably going to read this in August. That's kind of what I'm planning on reading it, so we'll see how it goes. Lindsay Lemus is reading it, Sky was reading it, and so was Chrissy, so I'm really looking forward to diving into it, so I can at least tell them all my thoughts. Now that they've read it, your girl is going to be able to chat with them real time. Okay, so love that. And Stuart Turton wrote 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, so if you've not read that one, I really enjoyed it last year, so highly recommend that. Divine Rivals. This is a 24 and 2024 book. Okay. Oh, well, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so I plan on read this in August. And probably going to buddy read this. Teresa really wanted to read it. So I said, yeah, let's shoot for August. Okay. And see how that goes. Might buddy read that with her. This, I don't know much about it except that it's a fantasy. A young adult fantasy. And it's about two young rival journalists who find love through a magical connection, and there's like a war and all this stuff, so we'll see how I get on with this one. Okay, I know it's like, you know, polarizing a little bit in the community. You either really like it or you're just kind of whatever with it, so we'll see. Now, the next ones are some romance. Y'all ready? Okay, we've got it. I think, are all these romance? Well, except this one. Let's say this first. First, I'm going to say The Well by Stephanie Landsem. I meant to read this and didn't get to it in May, and so I'm just going to kind of carry it over into the summer. This is about the woman at the well. It's a biblical fiction story, and I need to know. So I know that Tammy read this and enjoyed it, so looking forward to reading that. And then we have got the romance. So let's talk about some rom-coms. The Love Audit by Annah Conwell. I really want to read Annah Conwell this summer, so going to be diving into this one. This says, it's just my luck that my grumpy office rival looks like he stepped right out of my dreams. I had a plan, get this project to the finish line and defeat Callum in the process. There's just one problem. He's ridiculous. He's ridiculously hot in person. A curly-haired, brown-eyed dreamboat. I've been verbally sparring with him. What? He's a resident stoic software developer over our quarterly conference calls for the past year. Now with the launch of a huge project on the horizon, we're forced to see each other in person weekly. Can you say disaster? His constant teasing and gruff rebellion should get on my nerves. But our battles in the conference room leave me feeling more exhilarated than frustrated. And when we spend time together outside of work, chemistry begins to build in a way that's undeniable. So, this is a workplace enemies to lovers rom-com that's clean. So, looking forward to that. I've heard nothing but good things about that book. All right, more romance. We've got Mandi Blake. Okay, book 4 in the Wolf Creek Ranch series. I may just go ahead and finish the Wolf Creek Ranch series in this summer. We'll see. I have these on audiobook, so probably will. I keep picking up one of her books every now and then whenever I want like a nice fluffy romance. Okay, and she writes Christian romance, and so this one will be a Christian Western cheese romance. Cowboy, all the things. I actually really like these covers. You know, a lot of them are really cheesy, but I actually really, really, really like the Wolf Creek Ranch one's probably the best out of all the covers she's had. These are the ones I love having on my shelf. So, yeah, this is about Colt and Remy, and she friend-zoned him a long time ago. Tragedy strikes. Remy comes up with a plan to help. She'll marry... What? Okay. Whoa! She'll marry him. I ain't read the synopsis, obviously. That was a real reaction. What? Okay, I don't need to read this sooner or later. She'll marry him so he can get custody of his niece and nephew. All the odds are stacked against him, but Remy's crazy proposal just might work. Marriage of convenience. Let's go! Okay, I am here for that. Better Together, book 4. Mandi Blake. All right. Wow. I don't see a lot of marriage of convenience, like contemporary stuff, so all right. Now, we have got Emma St. Clair, yes. A Groom of One's Own. I need to read this. It's on the list. I have got my whole rom-com shelf here, y'all. I've got Falling for Your Best Friend. Okay, I actually got this recently. It was a gift from my sweet friend Patty. She was so sweet to send me this. So I really want to read that one. We've got Romancing the Grump by Jenny Proctor. So these could all be possibilities, honestly. Just kind of throwing that out there. So yeah, we'll see. Might get into more of the friendshipped series. I keep saying it's a friendship series. Getting Shipped series. I am awful at remembering series names. All right, but back to the point. I'm going to definitely read A Groom of One's Own. Okay, this summer by Emma St. Clair. This is Eli Hopkins has it all. Almost a hockey career with the wildly popular Appies. Teammates who are like brothers. The only thing he's missing is someone to share it all with. Oh, and correctly filed visa paperwork. Due to, oh my goodness, it's another marriage of convenience. What? Yes. Due to administrative error, Eli's about to lose everything unless he can find someone to marry him in the next 30 days, and he might have the perfect woman in mind. The only problem, he'd like to marry her for real. Yes. Woo. Let's go. I'm excited about those. Oh my gosh. Wow. Yes, girl, get it. All right. Editing Amanda. I really want to edit this video. It is Thursday, and I don't know when this video comes out, if it's Thursday or Friday, but anyway, there's a book I meant to put in this that I plan to read for sure in August, and it is In Pieces by Rhonda Ortiz, and August is Tammy at the Protagonist Pope's birthday month, and this is one of her favorite books. She gifted me this for my birthday, so it only feels fitting that I need to read one of her favorite books, okay? She's read some of my favorite books over the last year, and I really want to try to pick this one up, and so this one is a marriage of convenience story as well. So what better time than to throw this in here in this part of the video. Okay, but this is set in Boston, 1793. And this is in the Molly Chase series. This is book 1. And it says beautiful and artistic. The only daughter of a prominent merchant, Molly Chase, cannot help but attract the notice of Federalist Boston, especially its men. But she carries a painful secret. Her father committed suicide and she found his body. So it's going to be a little bit more emotional, very in-depth read, it sounds like, but probably a very good one. Now, nightmares plague her day and night, addling her mind. Molly needs a home, a nurse, and time to grieve to find new purpose in life. But when she moves in with her friends, the Robs, spiteful society gossips assume the worst. And when an imprudent decision leads to a public scandal, Molly is tempted to take the easy way out, a marriage of convenience. Merchant sailor Josiah Robb is as familiar to Molly as a brother, as dear and as exasperating, yet she is no sister to him. He hopes to marry her before anyone else does, but sailing the high seas leaves no time for convincing Molly that he is more than her teasing childhood friend. Josiah wants a new job and a fresh start, and when he agrees to carry a confidential letter to President Washington, his life is forever changed. So I'm looking forward to this book. I wanted to make sure it was in this video because I'm definitely going to be reading it, and I want to just throw this out there. Hey, if you like Marriage of Convenience, you're probably going to enjoy this. Like I said, I haven't read it yet, but I trust Tammy, and I feel like if she really liked it, I'm probably going to enjoy it. So yeah, back to the video. Right, now we are doing a throwback, okay? This is True to You, a Bradford Sisters romance by Becky Wade. I ain't done it in a while. So Becky Wade. And this was published in 2017. Okay. So this is after a devastating heartbreak 3 years ago. Genealogist and historical village owner Nora Bradford decided that burying her nose in her work and her books is far safer than romance in the here and now. Unlike Nora, former Navy SEAL John Lawson is a modern-day man, usually 100% focused on the present. However, when John, an adoptee, is diagnosed with an inherited condition, he's forced to dig into the secrets of his ancestry. John enlists Nora's help to uncover the identity of his birth mother. And as they work side by side, this pair of opposites begins to suspect that they just might be a perfect match. But can their hope for a future survive their wounds from the past? So, looking forward to this. I really like this cover too. Like, I love her dress and the purse that little clutch, not purse, that she has, and her shoes, like the background with the really nice building, honey, all the green. Yes, I love this cover, and I love the way it feels. So, yeah, looking forward to reading this one and getting into that series. Since I need to read a lot of her backlist, yes, that's what I'm reading. So, the last two things I have on this list are some Christian nonfiction books. One of them I started, I just didn't get far, and that is The Gift of the Unexpected by Jillian Benfield. This is a Christian nonfiction about special needs parenting and their story. And then this one is also a special needs Christian nonfiction story, The Life We Never Expected, Hopeful Reflections on the Challenges of Parenting Children with Special Needs. I feel like right now I'm in a season, I need these books. Like, this summer has been really hard. I'm not going to get into the details. Some of y'all know, I've talked about it on Instagram, but there's a lot of family drama stuff going on right now that I don't want to talk about here on the channel, but it's just a lot. It's a lot. It's hard to get your family on board sometimes with special needs and things. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain this. Either way, there's been a lot of stuff going on this summer, and Blake and I are just overwhelmed. And so keep us in prayer. I will say that. I will ask for that because we're struggling. But the Lord's still good through it all, you know. But the family drama stuff, it's never fun. And so these books are some I really need right now, and I think Blake could use some things from these as well. And The Life We Never Expected is by Andrew and Rachel Wilson. I should have said that. So, yeah, I'm going to get back into these. Probably sooner than later. I was actually going to pick up The Gift of the Unexpected this weekend. So, I already read like the first intro to that, but I just never got it finished. So, anyway. But yeah, that's it for me. That's it for me on this. I know this is longer than expected because I read synopsis and stuff. But I hope that's okay. I hadn't really filmed in a while, so there's so much going on. So, you know, maybe not be as many videos in June as I'd like to, but just trying to take some time to decompress and rest and, you know, take time for family and things that I need to do. I'm still reading. The blog is updated if you want to check out the reviews and everything. We'll do, of course, an end of month wrap up and all the good things. July TBR is going to be coming. I do have some book recommendation videos I have planned. Some like themed type recommendation videos. I've already started like graphics for those things so I can kind of get my mind on track with what I want to talk about. So, and there's actually like a summer book tag Tammy did that I want to do. So there's a lot of things I want to do. It's just having the time to do it, and I need to take time for myself and family and things like that as well. So yeah, thank you for being here, and thank you for supporting me through all of the things. Okay, I really appreciate you guys so much, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you're reading for the summer. Let's chat down below in the comments as usual, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye, y'all.